And we're live.
All right, how's everybody doing today? In case you guys don't know, my name is Michael and I work out here at Fontana Park, and I work for Buchanan County Conservation. And today, during Animal Encounters, we are going to talk all about turkey vultures. Turkey vultures, in case you don't know, it's like one of my favorite animals. I really love turkey vultures. They have a lot of cool adaptations, and I hope that you think that they're cool too. They might be a little gross, but I think that that's what kind of makes them really cool, especially for younger kids, which I think I'm a kid at heart. So if you guys haven't ever seen a turkey vulture before, which I bet that you have, a turkey vulture is a big, large bird. It has a wingspan of about 6 to 7 feet. So I'm about 5'8" on a good day with my boots on. So his wings, turkey vulture's wings, are even wider than mine are, than what I can reach with my arms. So they have a really big wingspan. And the best way to tell the difference between let's say a vulture and a bald eagle is their wing shape. So a vulture is going to have its wings up in the shape of a V, whereas a bald eagle will have its wings kind of straight out like this, and that's how they soar up in the sky. Vultures also, when they're up in the sky, they soar a lot. They don't really flap their wings much. They do, but not as much as like a bald eagle or something like that. So they're pretty easy to spot high up in the sky. A lot of the times they're circling too, and we'll get to that in a couple minutes here. But I'm gonna get out our vulture. He is our resident vulture. We got him back in March, I believe it was, from Iowa State, from the Wildlife Care Clinic. They shut down their education side of things, so we were able to take them off of their hands, and he now lives with us permanently. He does have a partially amputated wing, which you'll notice in a minute, so that is why he can't be released back into the wild. So I'm gonna grab him out and we'll take a look at him. Hey, buddy. Hopefully he doesn't puke on me. We'll find out. I don't think he will, though. Buddy. Perch right up there. There you go. Okay, so now that we have him out, like I said, they're a really interesting bird. They're one of my favorites for sure. They have this bald head, which is used to eat. Okay, can anybody think of why they would want to have a bald head? Why it would be advantageous of them to have a bald head? If you're thinking because of the things that they eat, you are correct. Okay, so they eat things that are dead. They eat things that we would not want to eat. A lot of the times they're eating things like roadkill, dead deer, dead squirrels, other things like that is the kinds of things that they like to eat. They're scavengers is what they're called. So by having, I'm sorry buddy, by having a bald head, it is actually helping keeping them more sanitary. So they're able to keep themselves a little cleaner. They also have, I don't know if you can see from the video, but they do have the kind of, their nose, their nostril is almost see-through. You can see right through it because they have a superb sense of smell. And they can smell dead stuff from 2 miles away. Okay, they can smell dead things from a really long ways away. And their eyes, they have pretty good eyesight. And then right behind their eyes is a little hole with where their ear is at. That's why. You're all right, dude. So I do have these big gloves on. He is actually part of the stork family. He doesn't kill prey. Like I said, he's a scavenger, so he eats only dead things is what he really likes to eat. I'm kind of skipping around here, but his feet down here, they don't have pressure. Like if you guys joined a couple weeks ago when we had the owl out, the owl's talons, he has lots of pressure behind his talons because that's what he uses to kill things. But with the vulture, they don't need a lot of pressure in their talons because they're not using it for any reason besides maybe perching or obviously walking. So they don't need a lot of pressure, but they do have pretty sharp talons to try and get into the meat that they're trying to eat. If you check out his stance, the way that he's hanging out right now, he's probably doing that for a little bit for balance, but it's also something that a lot of vultures do. If you guys are joining us from Independence at all, there's the water tower by the courthouse. Hi, buddy. And there's usually a vault of vultures. A group of vultures is called a vault. Okay, there's usually a vault of vultures around the water tower, especially once it's like dusk, once it's starting to get dark out, and they hang out with their wings out, kind of like what he's doing right now. You're all right. To bake the bad bacteria out of his feathers. So that's why he's kind of hanging out like that. He's like, there's a little bit of sun here, so I'm going to try and sun myself and get that bad bacteria out. They also, it's all right. They also have a really cool defense. So he did this before when I was getting him out of his enclosure. He threw up. Okay, that's their defense. That's their way that they protect themselves, and it's really stinky, like really, really stinky. I promise you, probably one of the worst smells I've smelled in my life, and I have 2 small children at home, so it's pretty stinky. And that essentially does the same thing that it did to me. It kind of made me startled, and I was like, I don't really want to get much closer to him. That's what a lot of predators that might eat him might think. Okay. Another kind of cool adaptation that he has is that he actually poops on his legs. I don't know if you guys can kind of see the white on his legs. That's kind of to use for like a almost like a sunscreen, and also kind of like a hand sanitizer to sanitize his legs. He pooped earlier, and they always kind of shoot it. Are you pooping right now? Like, are you pooping on cue? Like, that would be awesome. Worked really hard on that one. But usually their poop kind of comes right in here, right by their legs. But it is also a protection for them, like I said, for kind of mainly for the sanitizing factor. So if you guys ever see these flying out in the sky, which I'm sure you have, a lot of the times they hang out in bigger groups, and you'll see them circling up in the sky. So what they're actually doing, they're not going to eat your small dog or your cat, like I said, because they're a scavenger. They eat things that are already dead. They're kind of lazy birds, or they're very well adapted birds, right? I mean, whichever way you want to look at it, they don't have to use a lot of energy, but they're using these cool currents that bounce down on the earth, and then they go back up into the sky. They're riding those currents, and that's why you see them going in circles, is because that air is kind of moving in a circular motion. So it's easy for them to ride those currents. What do you think, buddy? And today I think he's gonna get some T-bone steak. I probably... Hey, it's okay. Hey, it's all right. So I probably won't feed him on camera just because he probably won't eat. So, but he's gonna get a T-bone steak today. And I think I might just put him in his little box over here, because he's like, I think I'm done. Which is all right. He was really good. Are there any questions?
Nope.
No?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will see you guys next week, and Bailey, tune in to Bailey's live at 1 o'clock on Thursday. And I think
We're doing
going to be
the bald eagle.
Bald eagle. So we'll be talking about bald eagles and maybe Independence Day. Well, I don't know. We'll find out. All right, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining.
See you guys.
Bye.